I don't really know,
16.
to be honest with you. I remember the first one. That's about it. So that's it.
Would have been nice if they let you go to the banquet.
Yeah, I didn't go to the banquet.
But you've talked about how some years you feel like you've earned the award.
Yeah.
Some years you feel like you haven't. So this year.
Yeah, this year our coaching staff, we worked really, really hard this year. Whether or not that should be, the reason why you win as a coaching staff. I think it's more, you win every game, you go undefeated. Nobody really surprises in the league. Everybody kind of finishes where they were picked. So, we work hard every year, just like every other coaching staff. And there was a lot of there was a lot of good basketball being played in our league. So we're fortunate that we coach the players that we do, and anytime the people that you play against, the coaches that you coach against, vote and think you did the best job of anybody else. That means something, whether it's the first time that it happens or however many times. What'd you say it was? 16. However many times it was. It's still meaningful, and it still feels good. Even my players congratulated me, so it must be important.
You guys had a couple busy stretches, through the regular season, 3 games in 5 days, short stretches into January. Any different approaching 3 games in 3 days, and as far as and how is the team physically ready for that?
It's the same every year, to be honest with you. Last year in this tournament, we played without Lou, and we didn't know how we were going to do, and Liv played great. And we did really, really well in the tournament. So we feel like we're going in there full strength. Everybody seems to be in pretty good shape. It's not like we have to play 3 games and everybody else only has to play 1. Everybody's in the same situation. Some people are going to have to play 4 if they get that far. So you hope you can play 3 games, and that's the goal. That's the goal for everybody going down there. They want to play in the championship game. I don't think it matters at this time of the year, unless you got kids out for the year and they're just definitely not able to play. I don't think it matters. Everybody's going to be in the same situation. And if somebody gets really hot and plays great for 3 straight days, a couple kids get really hot and play great, you've seen it happen. It doesn't take much in a tournament like this to turn it all upside down.
Last night after the men's game, like 2 hours, the conference asked them not to have a handshake line after they've just bumped into each other for 2 hours. What makes sense? What doesn't make sense?
I know. It's crazy, right? Like, you just sweated all over each other for 2 hours, and then you don't shake hands after the game. I think everybody's looking to be like everybody else in the world. Let's be politically correct. Let's make sure that we say, well, we did our part, whatever that is. But look, I understand the seriousness of this because people are dying from it. But it's like what's going on at the airports today. Like, that's actually necessary in the world we live in today. So we just do things, I think. Sometimes they make sense, sometimes they don't. In this particular case, there's a lot of bodily fluids flying around for 2 hours. I don't think shaking hands is going to be the game changer there at the end of the game.
Are you guys thinking of changing anything, like the way you handle towels, water bottles, anything at all? Is the conference asking you to do anything else?
No, I haven't seen anything other than the handshake thing. I don't know that we'll be playing with masks on. I don't know. We already have some players that won't go near anybody, so I don't have to talk to them about it. You know, so they're still safe. They'll never get anything. Look. If you're gonna do that, let's just not play the game. Let's just not play the game. Let's not let anybody come to the games. Let's not play the game. Let's not do anything. If we're gonna do it, let's do it. I get it. I get the precautions that you have to take. I understand. But it's a contact sport. It's a contact sport.
Can you put a little perspective on the fact that if you should win 3 games, you have to leave this moment having never lost the game? You guys have set the standard in so many ways, but it's something that's just makes mind-boggling to playing a conference at home. You never lose a game. And a lot of them not even close.
I can't really put a perspective on it because it's kind of like a lot of other things that we've done, you know. You really have a hard time describing it and saying, well, yeah, of course that happens. Yeah, I mean, doesn't that happen all the time in a lot of other places? Well, it must be because you have no competition. You know, I remember when we won 111 games in a row. That couldn't have been because we have no competition. So, you know, you appreciate what happens and you take it and you move on. You know, we've played a lot of games in this league, and so far we won them all. That has nothing to do with tomorrow's game. It has nothing to do with any game going forward. We just try to, you know, come out here and prepare the best we can and just go out and play. You know, had somebody ask me the other day. He said, "Well, you know, do you think the competition will be any better or any different? What do you think it will be in the Big East next year?" So I have no idea. I haven't seen a lot of those teams, but you still have to play them, and you still have to play better than them, and you still have to, you know, execute and be better. It doesn't matter who you're playing against. It doesn't matter what league you're in. You know, you still have to show up every night. You still got to play. And so, I don't know what the big significance of it is. I just know that, you know, we come out here, we practice really hard every day, and go out and play the games, whoever we're scheduled to play against. And we don't win them all, but we win most of them.
Tournaments give certain players, you know, a good chance to build momentum going into the tournament, like you mentioned with last year.
Yeah.
What are you looking for, you know, from either team-wide or certain individuals this year to, you know, what are you looking for them to do this weekend to get in the best shape possible for the rest of the month?
You know, the worst part about our tournament, and it was the same way in the previous years, and it's been like this pretty much whatever league, the way it's set up. There's so much time between what happens maybe on if you play Monday night and you win and you had a great tournament, you as an individual had an amazing tournament, you as a team played great, now you got to wait 2 weeks before you play again. So whatever momentum you build, it's going to be hard to sustain that. Now if you were, you know, if it was men's basketball and you play Monday in the championship game and then the NCAA tournament starts Thursday night or Friday, you know, you're on it. It's just like the regular season, but it's just a lot of time. So you just hope that, you know, that these 3 days you keep taking a step forward. That's been the mantra for us these last 3 weeks. I mean, these last 3 games especially. We need to take another step forward. You know, to wherever we're going, wherever this team can get to, whatever that is, every day we have to take another step towards that. We can't afford to take any steps back. That's what you do in December and January. You know, a couple going forward, one going back, a couple going forward, one going back. At this time of the year, every step you take has to be towards whatever that goal is that you're trying to reach. So that's what I want. I want 3 days of basketball, number one. I want us to play for 3 days. And like my friend Doug Bruno says, that means you got to win one in a row 3 times. So, you know, you go out, you play Saturday, and then you play Sunday if you win, and then you play Monday if you win, and you keep making strides. Keep making positive strides. That's it. That's you know, we're not playing to get into the NCAA tournament. We're not playing for seeding, because last year we won the tournament, we dropped. So I don't even know what, you know, you're playing for what? You're playing to win the conference tournament. That's it.
Maybe this is a next week question, but to keep that momentum going next week, like in the 2 weeks, what will you be doing?
What can you do? You need time off, so you're not practicing every day. You know, how do you kill 2 weeks? How do you find enough things to work on? You got 2 weeks of practice, so you need time away. Can't give them 3 days off like we did and send them home because it's spring break. They actually have class, so they're just going to school and you're not practicing, or they're practicing and it's like preseason. We still got 2 weeks before we play, so it's not ideal. Now you got kids that are all banged up and they need to get healthy. It's ideal. So you just got to do the best you can. We have a routine that we follow. You know. If we play Monday, these are our days off. The rest of the week, this is when we practice. If we can try to figure out when do we play, is it Friday, Sunday, Saturday, Monday? I think that's how it goes, right? Friday, Sunday, Saturday, Monday. Okay. Then we try to figure out when do you think we'll play? So what days do we need off? Because we only like to practice a certain number of days before every game. So we have a routine, we have a plan, and we spend a lot of time working on our own stuff. We don't worry about scouting reports, So it's a time almost like preseason again, just working on ourselves.
Have you been happy with this step forward?
These last 3 games, yeah. You know what puts a little bounce in your step? When the ball goes in all the time. So, you make 16 threes in a game. You're hopping and skipping all the way to the end line, You go to those games where we're shooting 25% from the floor, you're crawling through broken glass. It ain't exactly one step at a time. So right now, the ball's going in. Players have kind of found their stride a little bit, mentally and physically. And you try to build on it.